Hello one and all, and welcome to Seen Through Glass. Welcome to the Aston Martin DBX. Now I'm going to say something a little bit controversial. I'm not sure I like this car. I've never really been a fan of the way it looks. Ever since it's launched I've been like, oh, and I'm a big Aston Martin fan. It does perform and handle very, very well, but I don't think that really matters because like its rivals, the Lamborghini Urus, the Bentley Bentayga, the top spec Range Rover, I feel like the majority of these cars are going to be used in and around town on the school run or going to the supermarket, at which point performance doesn't really matter. And in the other areas, the sort of livability areas where this car should excel, I feel like it falls short of some of its rivals, which I'm really sad to say because I kind of wanted to love it, but I just don't. So today, instead of trying to do a review and just being overly negative, I'm going to use it in a way that I think most DBXs will be used, just to drive around London. So I'm going to do a good old-fashioned POVlog. It's been a while. In fact, new subscribers probably don't know what a POVlog is. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you're thinking of subscribing, please do. A POVlog is essentially when I drive around with the camera strapped to my face and commentate on what I see. Hopefully supercars. I'm not expecting to see that many supercars driving around, but I do know there's some very interesting cars parked up around town at the moment. So yeah, we'll go for a drive, see what's going on, chat a little bit more about this DBX and just enjoy ourselves. Hey, it's going back to my roots. We've got to do more POVlogs, I think. First thing to note about the DBX, it is big, but luckily I've got lots of aids down here. Hold on a sec, he says. Don't write off the Aston Martin press car at the start of the video. We've made it through. Okay, there you go. Width restriction test completed. My arch nemesis, a Urus, a casual Urus has just creeped up behind me, proving my point that these super duper SUVs are primarily used in town. I mean, two of the highest performing SUVs out there, a DBX and a Urus, and we're just cruising around in 20 and 30 mile an hour zones past the lovely Royal Albert Hall. Two things I will say about this car is, firstly, they have managed to engineer quite a nice noise from the V8. I don't know how much of it is synthetic being played into the cabin, how much is it from the exhaust, but it does sound good, actually, inside and out, to be fair. And also, it does get a ton of attention. Of course, customer cars I don't think have really hit the road yet, so I think that's why a lot of people are looking. But whether you like the looks or not, it definitely stands out. And oh yes, didn't even talk about the Cullinan, did I? I mean, obviously price point slightly more for a Cullinan, as all Rolls Royces should be. Oh look, he's looking at me and I'm looking at him. Hey! But yeah, I'd kind of forgotten Cullinan, an obvious other rival. And is that an RS6? Yes. New RS4. That's confusing. So the new facelift RS4 has got a very similar rear end and lights to the RS6. And I remember hearing about that update, but actually forgetting to look into it. So that was a very nice RS4, not an RS6. And another rival, a very nice Bentayga there. I mean, are you starting to realise just how many fancy SUVs there are around London? I mean, literally, I reckon every fifth car is a pretty banging, high-performance, extremely expensive SUV. Look at the spec on this Taycan. Oh yes. Oh, well done, lad. I mean, that is glorious. With the green wheels, is that a special edition Taycan? I don't know, but it's great. Brand new Phantom 8 across the street. DB11 Volante. And there's another Phantom 8. I was worried there that Silly Street was going to let me down, but no. It's basically £500,000 worth of Rolls Royce on one short section of street. Oh, that's one of those GLS 63. I get a little bit confused by some of those bigger Merc SUVs, but yeah. So Silly Street sometimes also has Speciale, sometimes also has GT3, I think. Anyway, yeah, always worth checking out Eaton Place / Silly Street. And oh, Aston crew, yes lad, woohoo! I love this FF. That is a glorious spec in that light silver. Oh, I think it's got a tan interior. It's got a tan interior, and there's a Taycan and a very nice Abarth. Oh, I'm going to go around again. I'm going to go around again. It was that good. The FF for me is a secret winner right now. The values of them are, well, you can find some sub 100k or some slightly better ones just over 100k. V12, four-wheel drive, 4 seats Ferrari, and I know everyone is going to hark on about the Lusso now, but I think the FF is a bit more raw, a bit more aggro, a bit more darty. The Lusso was just of that generation Ferrari where things started to become all a little bit, well, subdued. FF's still got something, I don't know what, and that is so nice with the black wheels, silver paint and tan interior. On the wrong side of the car to show it to you properly, but oh, people, just trust me. I can already see it all the way back here. There's an 812 Superfast street parked lurking at the end of this. Look at, and the spec, it's a dark blue with silver wheels. Oh, it's glorious. It's glorious. I mean, what a G just to leave that street parked on the corner as well. Now, I realise some of you out there might be thinking, hold on a sec, Sam, you can't just say you're not a fan of the DBX and not explain more. As I mentioned, this car does perform very well. I'm not sure I love the way it rides the road. I do feel like I'm on stilts. I feel like I'm very high off the road. And, oh, hold on a sec, Abarth. I think that's a 595 Competizione. I actually saw the reflection in the window first. Looked mega. Have to point that thing out. Oh, looking fine. And there's a Cullinan coming up as well. But yeah, I do feel a bit sort of, I don't know, I don't love the ride. But it's the livability. It's actually what it's like to be in and live in day to day, because Aston are using some old Merc technology. The biggest thing, which I think is a drawback of this car, which funnily enough I actually complain about in other cars, but is the fact that it doesn't have a touch screen. Now, the reason that this is an issue is firstly because, you know, all of its rivals do, so I'm used to pushing things, and then I get frustrated, nothing happens, and it's not the car's fault, it's me being a bit thick and not going, Sam, oh, R8, V10. Almost missed that. And then I have to start filling down here, and what I don't like, there's so many buttons, there's so much going on down here, I find it very unnatural. You can use this touch pad to move around on the screen, but I'm always getting it wrong. I just feel like my attention is always drawn over here, so I don't like that infotainment system. The buttons on the steering wheel, some things don't quite work. The voice control in my BMW X3 M40i, quick shout out, it's just a 50 grand car, not a 150 grand car. That works every time. This one, DAB BBC Radio 1. Temperature rear to minimum. I don't even know what that means or what it's talking about, and that frustrates me. Oh, it's done something. Oh my god, there's some weird air conditioning thing happening. Stop! Can you hear it? Oh my god, I don't even know how to make it. Well, that was aggressive. Prime example. Not everything, yeah, and that needs to be better when you're starting to pitch a car at this price point, because as I say, there are rivals out there doing a better job, and Aston are trying to pull them away. This is supposed to really help Aston, this car. It's not going to do so if, well, I'm not going to be the only one who gets in this car and goes, oh, it's not as good as, well, this. A big old Range Rover. That's even the SVA, isn't it? The autobiography. That's the top spec. That's the rival. That's better than this. I'm just going to come out and say it. And I don't think this car has that Aston feel, that heritage, that vibe, because the new Vantage has all of this as well, this Mercedes tech, and he gets away with it because it still feels inherently Aston. And apart from the V8 rumble, anyway, that's all I'm going to say. I didn't want to do a big review on this car. Probably more personal opinion than actually factual. Let's get back to seeing what we can find on the streets of London. A cheeky 599 in red. Super nice. Oh, and there's an Aston at the end of the street. Aston gang. What have we got ourselves? DBS or just a DB9? Or is it rapid? Okay, well look, here we go. If I wanted a 4-door, 4-seater Aston Martin, that's what I'd be getting. Okay, maybe not exactly that car. Maybe the AMR Rapide, or a later version with the slightly improved gearbox. But they're cool. They're so cool. Got a nice F12. Oh, and look at that. Green. Is that Irish green? That could be an Irish green 991.2 Targa. I'm going Irish green. Porsche aficionados, help me out. And then on the left, an F12, and I'm being waved through by the DHL man. He doesn't realise quite how big my car is, so I'm always a little nervous going through the tighter gaps. But I've made it. Oh, it's a very busy street I've picked. That was so nice, that Targa. As was the F12, to be fair. Well, as expected, not many supercars out and about, but plenty of interesting things parked up on the side of the street. I'm trying to work out what the kind of maddest thing we saw on the street was. I mean, all the Ferraris kind of blew me away. The FF, the 599, the Lusso was pretty cool, but I think the two Phantom 8s on the same street, pretty much next to each other. I mean, that's just money, isn't it? That's just wealth. But as negative as I've been about the DBX, it has been nice to spend time in one because, you know, a lot of anticipation for this car. I have been intrigued, and it is fundamentally good. I just think it doesn't live up to, or the rivals are better. That's how I feel. That's the sort of the disappointment. I just think the rivals are better. But yeah, it feels luxury. It feels good, and I have to say, everyone else seems to love this thing. It's just me that doesn't seem to like it. Everywhere I go, people are like, oh my god, it's amazing. So if you want a car that other people love and immediately, you know, makes you seem cooler, then the DBX is probably your choice over the Urus, which everyone just assumes you're a douchebag. Range Rover, which these days is a bit understated, and the G-Wagon, well, everyone just assumes you're a Kardashian. So yeah, there is a place for this in the market, I suppose. Anyway, if you've enjoyed seeing the POVlog return, give this video a thumbs up and make sure you stay subscribed for plenty more videos to come.